And our final story is about Africa's growing automobile market. With rapid urbanization, the demand for personal mobility is increasing. Once doubted by European and Chinese firms, Indian two-wheeler manufacturers now have the largest presence in Africa. Indian motorcycles now make up more than 50% of all sales in the youngest continent. And as demand for two-wheelers grows, more and more Africans are preferring Indian brands over Chinese and Western competitors. So how is India supporting Africa's growth story? Our next report has more details.
Africa is becoming the focal point of geopolitical push and play. From Russia increasing its military and economic presence in the Sahel region, the exit of colonial powers, to the waning influence of China, Africa is emerging as an important player and a vital partner. While Russian President Vladimir Putin has been successful in removing French and European influence in West Africa, China's once towering presence has been reduced drastically owing to Beijing's debt trap schemes under the guise of the Belt and Road Initiative. And as Africa emerges, it's looking for stable partner countries for its growth. Enter India. The world's largest democracy is increasing its engagements and presence in Africa. And leading the charge is a set of two wheels, a throttle, and the promise of a reliable and joyful ride. Yes, Indian two-wheelers have flooded the African continent. Once doubted by the Western and Chinese manufacturers, Indian automobile makers have gained the trust of Africa and dethroned some of the largest auto giants in the continent. Before 2020, the two-wheeler market share in Africa primarily belonged to China. However, in the last 2 years, India has captured more than 50% of the total market share, and there are a few Indian firms that are at the forefront. Bajaj Auto, TVS Motors, Hero Motocorp and Royal Enfield. Most recently, TVS Motors opened 2 stores in Morocco's tourist cities, Casablanca and Marrakech. Overall, India's two-wheeler makers have captured most of the market in several African nations. Indian motorbikes are sold the most in countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Angola, Morocco, Ethiopia, Uganda, South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania and more. African buyers say they prefer Indian bikes over other competitors, particularly Chinese, and they have several reasons for this. First, Indian two-wheelers are cost-effective. They are reliable and durable, unlike Chinese products. Indian two-wheeler makers have opened production lines in African nations, giving locals employment. Indian brands have also trained local mechanics to repair the motorcycles. And Indian brands are using local talent to popularize their products in Africa. So how big is Africa's two-wheeler market? Two-wheelers are the most popular modes of transportation in the youngest continent. In countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana and South Africa, where urban mobility is growing, two-wheelers have become the go-to vehicles from students to business owners and even government officials. In fact, Africa's two-wheeler market was valued at more than $8 billion in 2024 and is expected to grow to $11 billion by 2030, making it one of the fastest-growing segments in the African continent. Nigeria has the largest market share with at least a $6 billion two-wheeler market cap. And with close to 2 million two-wheelers selling each year, Africa is the second largest two-wheeler market among other continents. So with Chinese and European brands losing popularity, Indian motorcycle makers are cashing in and empowering Africans to pave their own journey, one rev at a time.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT. Only on Firstpost.